Hello, 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 hello. It's that time once again where Jabulani and I review a local production right here on Conversations with Z. My name is Zamakateni, and yes, we are back together with you guys. Happy to be back.
Yeah,
how are you doing, Jabu?
I'm actually great.
You're great.
And very excited for this episode. Very excited. Because it's talking about something that I actually love right now. But yeah.
Okay, I'm so glad you didn't say what. So, family, and I'll call you family because that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a family where we grow together, we progress, we learn together, and also have fun together. And I think the production reviews are really just the fun side of Conversations with Z. So today we are talking about a series which was on Showmax. It's actually the first ever bomb production on Showmax. Did you know that it was the first?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
That's
so it's the
actually
first bomb
interesting.
production.
We're actually learning from each other.
You see, so Nami, I also come with a little bit. So this is an 8-part thriller that really takes us into the story of a serial killer who approaches a journalist, or a former journalist rather, who has become a PR guru, and you know she approaches him, he approaches her rather, and asks her to write a story about him and his life and why he's done what he's done. So it's really just us sort of going into all of their worlds, and yeah, there are a couple of twists and turns, and it's a lot in there. But yeah, so we are talking Red Ink.
Yes, finally.
Today, Ujabu is so excited, guys. So if you haven't watched it, Red Ink stars Nqobile Khumalo, Bonko Khoza's on there, Gwenzo Ngcobo's on there.
Thomas is on it.
Yeah, so I've actually just realized, and I don't know if this hit you when you were watching. I'll be honest, it didn't hit me when I was watching, but now that I'm sitting here today and reflecting, it's only hit me now. We've got the 3 Khoza brothers, the 3 brothers from
Abdul
the wife.
Khoza, yes.
No, but we've also got the 3 brothers from the wife. So Abdul Khoza, Gwenzo Ngcobo, and Bonko.
Yeah, it felt like a reunion.
Yeah.
And
did you think of that when you were watching? Because I'll be honest, I didn't. I'm only thinking about it now.
There's a tweet where I said it's the wife reunion. And there's also an ad where they actually had this thing. They had Kwenzo driving it he was a driver. And Bonko was at the back, and they started playing a song from The Wife. Remember that intro song for The Wife? That's what they were playing, and then afterwards it switched to Red Ink. That was
that was
dope. Cool. Yeah,
that sounds dope.
That was cool. Yeah, that was cool.
Okay. So yes, you are so excited.
Yes. I can't even contain.
So tell us why you're excited. Tell us what you thought of Red Ink.
Red Ink, definitely a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. I've already given the rating already.
Like, why are we should we just end this episode?
No, there's more to talk about, definitely. But yeah, it was one of those stories that was very unique, and it was just, I loved it. I loved everything.
Had you read the book?
I didn't read the book.
Did you know about the book?
I did know about the book.
Okay.
When they were announcing like the new shows that are coming, it was already announced that it's actually based on a book.
No, but what I'm saying is, did you know there was a book called Red Ink?
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
But yeah, I did know about it as
the story.
Yeah, as the announcement came about. Yeah. And also I did meet the author.
Oh, Angela.
Yeah, at the Showmax launch. I didn't know who she was. At the Showmax it only came to me I mean, when they were about to launch, that's when I actually knew who she was. And she followed me on Twitter, and I was very excited after she followed me, because I had watched like the first 2 episodes, I think, somewhere there. And I kept on just tweeting about it all the time, and I was very excited about it. So yeah, I mean, it's a good show. It's a
Tell
good
us
show.
more.
Yeah, definitely. The cast, the storyline, everything, how it's written, like everything. So Red Ink is basically about a serial killer. A serial killer who's been killing girls and stuff like that. So a journalist definitely goes and talks to the serial killer, and now she wants to write a story about that. But obviously a lot unfolds and a lot of things are actually discovered. And the hugest shocker for me was the fact that he has a twin brother.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I didn't expect it. And how he grew up made so much sense as to who he became, basically. Because I think I think childhood trauma does shape a person in a way.
Thank you so much, Jabu, for taking it there. And I think when I did the single mom episode, I did mention that, I would really like us, to step up and be good parents, right? Whether we are with, our partners or not, or if we're broken up, but I feel that once there's a child involved, that both parents should then just be there to give that child a good childhood, so that it doesn't have traumas, because it then births the likes of what we then saw.
A monster, basically.
Exactly. So when I was watching Red Ink, that is what kept on coming back to me, to say, all of this is because of his upbringing. And I mean, Jabu, I cried. I cried.
Let me guess, on which episode? Was it where they showed where he grew up in an orphanage?
I cried when Kagiso was shot, because I thought it was him dying there.
Yeah.
And then I also cried at the end. And I think my crying at the end was just like, it's exactly what you've just spoken about, the childhood trauma. Because I think what made me cry at the end was then seeing the twins, thinking about how their childhood was, the fact that they never got to know their mom, and the fact that the one was in prison. I mean, we were then given a taste of how they even got into this life. And I think for me, I was crying because I was like, they've had such a sad life, and now it ended, right? Well, at least for the one twin, right? So I think for me, that is what just made me cry. But these kids have just had such a tough life.
And I would definitely do agree on that one. And it became emotional. Remember the scene when she found her son?
Yes.
That was very emotional.
Yeah.
That was very emotional.
Yeah, it was the last scene.
Yeah, I remember that scene. That was very emotional. That's when I actually felt, it was like, wow, this is done so brilliantly, and it's done so perfectly. And just going back to the cast being brilliant on its own.
Yeah.
Bonko Khoza, like, he's a flipping legend.
Yeah.
He is a young icon. He's like on the rise, and he is going to become one of the biggest legends in the SA film and television industry. And I like the fact that when he gets his characters, he just goes deep into them. Like, he literally becomes his people.
Yeah.
When I watched The Wife, Mkhele was the only person I could think of was Bonko Phela. Even though Wise Man took over, I was still attached to Bonko Khoza being that guy. And now he became this person, a whole psycho. Like he was going through a lot as a young man, and he became that person, and it was very sad. I mean, remember the first episode? When he killed that girl, I was like, wow, that was a shocker on its own.
It was because the way he had pursued her, the way they had met, I was like, oh my, look at this love story. Yes, and then when that happened, I was like, oh, okay. I just love when you're still talking on Bonko. I love the way Bonko speaks isiZulu. There's just something about the way he speaks isiZulu that just I love the way he commands the language. And I also want to, and maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Maybe we're still gonna get to the cast, but no. So maybe I think let me rather reserve this comment for when we get to the cast bit. So have your say and I'll have mine. Even though you are already saying everything I want to say, but continue. Have your say.
So with the cast, they really did well. Nunu Khumalo, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna look into the camera and say this. Nunu Khumalo is underrated, and people are actually sleeping on her. I've watched her on Scandal, I've watched her on Ngobile, I've watched her on many other productions, and I still feel like she's not given much recognition that she deserves, and she's one of those great actors in SA. Like, Nunu Khumalo is one of those people, and I think I'm slowly becoming a fan of her, especially her and Bonko, because they are definitely the top two for me on the show. They definitely brought it. They did
Yeah.
so well with the characters, and
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. Abdul Koza, even though it was a short time on the
Yeah.
show, he did so well.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. The voice
Yeah.
was hilarious.
Yeah.
Even Ubonko, like I would randomly say, "How sabona makambule," like stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was actually invested in that show.
There's a part that killed me at the end, and I'm a KZN girl, right? So there's a part where he's talking to Lucy about her son. I think it's also the last episode, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And he says Uboyo. So me coming from KZN,
I was like,
no,
how?
that's like
the
KZN
language, yeah.
lingo. So when you said that, I was just like, ah, man, this show. And also Abdul, there were a couple of those moments where I was like, ah, guy, you are taking me back home right now. So yeah.
Yeah, I do get that. And also remember Untando Zondi.
That's who I wanted to speak about, and I was like, I'll speak about him when I get to the cast piece.
He literally played young Chaga, and
Yeah.
now he got to play young
Napoleon and Sfiso.
Yes, Napoleon and Sfiso. And
Yeah.
he did a good job
Very
also.
good job.
And he looked the part.
Yeah.
He really looked the part,
Yeah.
and they did so well. Whoever's the casting director on the show, they actually did a good job.
Yeah.
They did a good job there.
Yeah. I'm so glad you've said that, Jabo, because I think in terms of how you found the show, I think we are 100% aligned. Great story, great cinematography. I think there was a part that really impressed me because I made note of it when they were they had gone back and Untando Zondi was acting out a particular scene and it ended up on Sfiso. And he was doing something with a cup. But then when it came back to current times, Sfiso Bongo had a cup. I don't know if you noticed that scene where the way it was shot.
So the flashbacks. and
Yes, the
current times.
flashback were
did-
kind of
Yeah, that was done so well.
the way they did it. I love that, and I noted that. So they would speak to cinematography, if I'm not mistaken.
And also, yeah, you can continue. I'll
Yeah.
just add
So
on that, yeah.
So I liked it from the cast, the location, the cinematography, the soundtrack. Everything was just check.
Mhm. Even the songs. They were
Yes.
playing local songs. They were
Yes,
literally
What
playing
Destiny, Abo, I think all of those old songs, Sazio, were played. I mean, even, what was this group? Ishmael, Avulegila Masango. I heard that, I was like, oh my, when did I last hear the
That was
song?
great.
So I'm completely with you, Jabu.
Yeah.
Amazing production.
And also, can I talk about how Nunu Khumalo is actually good at narrating?
Yes.
She's good. If you haven't watched Nobile, please do. She is also narrating a story in there, and she did it on this one also. She did so well.
Yeah. So there's the KZN Zulu girl in me, right? And this doesn't really take much from the show, but I'll be honest, there were a couple of parts where, yeah, I was kind of left cringing because of either the grammar was not quite correct, just from a Zulu
Is
perspective.
that Lucy?
Yeah.
But Lucy.
No, not just her. Just either when she was narrating or when they were speaking, there were just certain things that I picked up on. So I don't know if they do not have language advisors or how it works, but I would say that just on that aspect, there's definitely room to improve.
But I mean, no, isn't she like Swati?
I don't know.
Because I remember on Scandal, she used to speak Isiswati, and she was on Komkulu and she was speaking in Swati. So I don't think that she's actually like a Zulu girl.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't just her.
Yeah,
It wasn't just
other
her.
people, okay.
Across the board, they were
could
just
have done
moments
well.
where I was like, "Oh, guys, could you not have verified this word?"
But yeah, I do get you on that
Yeah.
one. And the ending.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the ending, how they actually just showed us the actual author of the book.
Yes, I loved that.
That was beautiful.
I
That was
loved that
beautiful.
touch that they added of just having Angela, and the way that they did it. I think it was quite a fun, light way
It
of
was
doing
cool.
it. I really loved that part.
Yeah, so also remember how Napoleon actually is in another country. No.
Useswatini.
Yeah, Useswatini.
Yeah.
So I am actually thinking that we might actually get a sequel to it.
think
Because there's a
so.
second book also.
Yeah. I think so, because it does then say at the end, till we meet again, and we then also get to find out. And now, Jabu, this is us really now giving everything away. We then got to find out that it's Napoleon who's still alive and not Sfiso.
Unfortunately, but yeah, it happened. But we know Napoleon is more interesting than Sfiso. But yeah, that's actually.
But I love how okay. Let me wait for. Are we then moving into the cast?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I've already mentioned.
Do you feel you've mentioned? So you've got your top two, which is
Bongo
and Mobile.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
So for me, Jabu, I was impressed across the board. Like, oh my, Ubongile, who was playing KK. Love Bongile Matsai's work. Loved him. I think I first really paid proper attention to him on The Republic. That's when I really took notice of him, and I have just really fallen in love with his work.
Can I also talk about how confusing that character was? Because they introduced him as like this very nice, creepy guy, but I didn't think that he would have like a dark side to him.
Can I tell you? I kind of knew.
I
knew, and and here's where for me it also came out. He first says, he's warning Lucy not to write the book, right? Then the very next day, he's now found a publicist for Lucy, like a publisher. I'm like, dude, which is it? So for me, that was a giveaway. I knew something was up there.
I think he orchestrated the lady's death. Joanne Reinaker's character on...
No, but it's him and Tembandaba's character.
Yeah.
So you know when they have Tembandaba in the car and they don't show his face, I already was like, that's Temba.
I knew already.
I was like, there goes
Temba.
Temba.
Like, how sure are you that's Tembandaba? Because I remember tweeting about it also.
I was like, that's Tembandaba. So yeah, so I kind of did see through some of the parts, but I'll be honest, not through everything. So there were still moments that, were a surprise for me. And poor Gwenzo, he survived the first time when I thought he was dying, only to then just still die again. So I guess Kagiso was just meant to die.
And the heart scene.
That was
creepy.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't show us that part.
Did we see the heart?
We saw the heart, but we didn't see
him taking it out.
Yeah, we just saw him going into the building.
The accident scene, that was done.
Yeah, that was hectic.
Yeah, that was
So I think what I was trying to say in terms of the cast, for me, Jabu, this is one of those where it's so hard because I was impressed by different people at different times. Loshia did a great job for me.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I love Bongile's work. Unqobile, I've seen her on Uncovered. I don't know if you've ever watched Uncovered. It was produced by Zugo and Tandega Nodata. Great local production. You must check it out. So she plays a similar role there as well, where she's also sort of unraveling activities that are going on. So we see her also take a lead there. So yeah, and Utsulu. Great.
Maseko, yeah.
I really enjoyed the character, truly enjoyed her. And I think for me, that's why it's like so hard, because I'm just like, ooh, yeah. I think again, it's what she said, Gucci, give up to the casting director, because I think I'm then just going to end up, making a comment about everyone that was on there. So great production there.
Remember the lady also, the one who was friends with Unandi Onshaga, the chubby lady.
Yes,
Piggy Low something.
Pick something. She is what's the character's name? But it's the assistant at the office.
Yeah.
So when I was watching episode 1, I was trying to place. I'm like, where do I know this lady from? And then I was like, it's the Shaga Ilembe lady. Yeah. So really, really, really great. Well cast. And if I had to give a top 3. I think I'll go with just a top 1.
No,
I'll go with the top 2. I think the twins at both life stages really impressed me. I'm really impressed with that young boy Untando Zondi, and I think he's going to go so far.
He is,
because
he's meant for bigger things.
Yes, even at that, when he's portraying the younger twins, you can already see the difference amongst them. The mannerisms are different, the talking is different. So for me, he was really able to already at that young age differentiate. And then of course we saw Ubongo also carry it out now as the twins, as adults. Yo guys, Bongo Koza, what do we say, dude? What do we say?
If we had an award right now, we would just actually give it to him.
I actually think Ubongo, for his work, I'm going to give him a 15 out of 10. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's just my way of saying I was completely blown away.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
No, I do get you on that, and I do get you on that. I remember I even wrote like a tweet just appreciating him, and he actually DM'd me. He was like, thank you so much for actually showing so much appreciation to me. And it just shows you that he's actually a cool person even in real life. Like his personality, he's very humble and very grateful. Like he could have been like, I'm actually the best. Like, I don't, you people are just beneath me. But he actually just showed appreciation to everyone else who actually showed appreciation to him. So that's actually great. And I like the fact that we're gonna talk about this other next thing. And he's on it. Like I want to give you my honest opinion on where I actually want to see him as an actor. So,
I also want to highlight Abdul Khoza. Guys, I'm a big fan of Abdul's work. I think I really enjoyed him on The Wife. And I really enjoyed him. And as you said, his part was a small part, but I think in the way that he carried it out, it made him unforgettable, right? And I really enjoyed all of his scenes, and I just, I really enjoy Abdul because you get to see his versatility, right? In how he delivers.
He's not just playing a thug.
Yes.
The first time seeing him was on Intersection when he played like that soccer player and everything else. He was playing alongside the Talent Slandra. Yeah.
No, so I really enjoyed Abdul as well. I also then do just want to highlight that. So I think, Jabu, it's quite apparent that you and I are on the same page. We've looked at the cast, we've looked at the soundtrack, we've looked at the cinematography. We didn't say much about the wardrobe, but I think on par there,
they did well.
I do also just want to say, Yolanda Thomas surprised me. I think I saw him playing a bit of a meanish character.
He's always playing a cop, by the way.
So it was refreshing to see him being mean. You know, like I didn't like Gary. I was like, so I quite enjoyed seeing that as well. And that's why I think for me, it was hard to single out the best actors because everyone gave their best.
They gave it their all.
So I think it's time for us then to go and rate, but I don't know what Jabu is still rating because he's already given his away, but it's fine. Let's rate. And then
thank you.
Wrap up. Jabu, we know yours. I might as well just show mine.
10 out of 10. Yeah. I mean, I had an emoji right here. So
if I could give anything else, I would give. If there was anything else to give, amazing. It really. It also fills you with pride. You know, it fills you with pride. It's exciting because it's like if this is the quality of work we're producing, what's next.
That was a great way for Showmax to launch themselves, relaunch themselves. That was one of the best shows.
And so I think for me it's just to see where to from here for the actors, for Bomb, and I guess for Showmax as well.
Definitely. So shout out to you guys for tuning in. We're going to continue just giving you more in terms of the best shows that you can watch. I'm excited for this other one also, even though I have mixed reactions about it, but at the same time I'm very excited about it. But yeah.
So yes, don't forget to either like, subscribe, and please, fam, share your views. What did you think? Have you watched it? Have you not watched it? Would you recommend it? Would you not recommend it? What are your thoughts? Please, we want to get to know you. We want to engage with you. So yeah, stick around until the next one. Until such time, take care of yourself.
Thank you. Yeah.